di dalam harmoni. Satria Indonesia menjaga budaya setia pada akarnya, tangguh dan perkasa. Pada tanah air ini kami berjanji tegak berdiri di atas bumi pertiwi. Satria Indonesia menjaga negara setia pada sejarah, berani bersumpah. Pada tanah air ini kami berbakti, Indonesia dan Pancasila sampai mati. Indonesia adalah harga hidup kita, tak boleh terbelah, tak akan berubah. Merah putih harus berkibar selamanya, Garuda terpahat dalam dada. Indonesia adalah bangsa yang mulia, saling menghormati dan saling menjaga. Adabnya yang luhur dan penuh toleransi, merawat perbedaan di dalam harmoni. Satria Indonesia menjaga budaya setia pada akarnya, tangguh dan perkasa. Pada tanah air ini kami berjanji tegak berdiri di atas bumi pertiwi. Satria Indonesia menjaga negara setia pada sejarah, berani bersumpah. Pada tanah air ini kami berbakti, Indonesia dan Pancasila sampai mati. Satria Indonesia menjaga negara dan budaya. Indonesia adalah bangsa yang mulia, saling menghormati dan saling menjaga. Adabnya yang luhur dan penuh toleransi, merawat perbedaan di dalam harmoni. Satria Indonesia menjaga budaya setia pada akarnya, tangguh dan perkasa. Pada tanah air ini kami berjanji tegak berdiri di atas bumi pertiwi. Satria Indonesia menjaga negara setia pada sejarah, berani bersumpah. Pada tanah air ini kami berbakti, Indonesia dan Pancasila sampai mati. Sampai mati. Satria Indonesia.
Lapor upacara wisuda dan pelepasan perwira transportasi laut, program diploma 3 dan non-diploma, serta diklat peningkatan tingkat 3, 4, dan 5 Poltekpel Pelayaran Sorong, Selasa 7 November 2023. Siap!
Kerjakan!
Kerjakan!
Hadirin yang berbahagia, sebagaimana kita ketahui, lebih dari 80% perdagangan dunia diangkut melalui laut, diangkut menggunakan kapal. Lebih dari 50.000 kapal yang saat ini beroperasi secara global, dan hampir 2 juta pelaut yang bekerja melayani kapal-kapal tersebut. Namun pada saat yang bersamaan, kapal-kapal tersebut juga menghasilkan miliaran ton CO2 atau karbon dioksida di atmosfer. Selain itu, industri kapal juga menghasilkan emisi greenhouse gases atau GHG terbesar secara global. Oleh karena itu, sebagai komunitas transportasi laut, kita harus terus berperan di dalam mengurangi dampak dari emisi gas buang yang saat ini menjadi fokus dan concern seluruh dunia karena pemanasan global. Dan saat ini kita memasuki era yang kita sebut sebagai Super Smart Society atau Society 5.0, di mana merupakan sistem sosial ekonomi yang inklusif, yang berkelanjutan, didukung oleh teknologi digital seperti analitik, big data, kecerdasan buatan atau artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, dan robot. Hal ini menjadi tantangan ke depan bagi pelaut di dalam transisi pelayaran otonom atau yang kita kenal sebagai Maritime Autonomous Surface Ships, di mana beberapa hal penting harus kita pertimbangkan dan kita siapkan mulai sekarang, termasuk keterampilan, kompetensi, dan karakteristik pelaut di masa depan. Mampu mengidentifikasi konten dan fasilitas pelatihan, keterampilan pelatih dan tenaga pendidik di lembaga pendidikan dan pelatihan maritim di masa yang akan datang. Saya berharap saudara-saudari yang hari ini dilantik menjadi perwira transportasi laut mampu berpenampilan prima, profesional, dan beretika, serta terus mengembangkan diri di dalam menghadapi pesatnya perkembangan teknologi, sehingga para wisudawan mampu berkompetisi, beradaptasi, berinovasi, berkolaborasi, berintegritas, dan memiliki standar global serta multitasking. Akhirnya saya ucapkan selamat atas wisuda saudara-saudari yang telah menjadi perwira transportasi pada hari ini. Kami lepas saudara-saudari. Selamat bekerja, selamat berkarya. Gelurakan terus semangatmu, arungi samudera, gapai cita-citamu, dan harumkan nama Indonesia.
Pengembangan sumber daya manusia menjadi prioritas pemerintah dalam pembangunan sumber daya manusia terampil untuk meningkatkan kinerja dan produktivitas. Semakin meningkatnya persaingan di dunia kemaritiman menjadikan Kementerian Perhubungan memiliki tantangan SDM yang besar untuk menyediakan pelaut terampil dan profesional untuk mendukung dunia usaha dan industri 4.0. Kementerian Perhubungan mendirikan Poltekpel Pelayaran Sorong sebagai bentuk tindak lanjut arahan Presiden untuk meningkatkan pendidikan kemaritiman, khususnya daerah timur Indonesia, yang diharapkan dapat menghasilkan pelaut yang berintegritas, beretika, profesional, dan berstandar global. Poltekpel Pelayaran Sorong merupakan perguruan tinggi negeri di bawah Kementerian Perhubungan melalui Badan Pengembangan Sumber Daya Manusia atau BPSDM.
Saya selaku Direktur mengajak putra-putri terbaik untuk bergabung bersama kami di Politeknik Pelayaran Sorong, perguruan tinggi vokasi di bawah Badan Pengembangan Sumber Daya Manusia Perhubungan Republik Indonesia, yang menghasilkan sumber daya manusia di bidang transportasi laut yang profesional, beretika, berintegritas, dan berstandar global.
Politeknik Pelayaran Sorong merupakan salah satu bentuk terobosan Kementerian Perhubungan untuk memenuhi kebutuhan kemaritiman global terhadap tenaga pelaut terampil dalam menghadapi tantangan nasional dan tantangan global. Politeknik Pelayaran Sorong memiliki fokus pendidikan kemaritiman dan dirancang dengan 3 program studi, di antaranya Studi Nautika, Permesinan Kapal, Manajemen Transportasi Laut, Politeknik Pelayaran Sorong dirancang menjadi politeknik yang unggul dan bertaraf internasional, yang mampu mencetak pelaut yang handal dan terampil melalui penekanan pada kemampuan praktek 60% dan pengetahuan teori 40%. Diharapkan lulusan Politeknik Pelayaran Sorong mampu menjadi perwira ahli navigasi, mampu mengatur muatan dan personil di atas kapal, ahli dalam pengoperasian sistem dan perbaikan mesin di atas kapal, serta menjadi transportasi laut bidang bisnis pelayaran.
pesisir. Manusia yang datang dari kota, tega bodohi mereka. Lihatlah tatapannya yang kosong, tak mengerti apa yang terjadi. Tak tajam lagi tombak mencari hewan buruan yang pergi karena senapan. Di mana mencari ranting pohon kalau sang pohon tak ada lagi.
Kau tinggal turun naik, kau tinggal turun naik, kau tinggal turun naik terus. Kau tinggal turun naik, kau tinggal turun naik, kau tinggal turun naik terus. Kau tinggal oles naik terus. Kau goyang kasih keluar kau punya jurus. Dia mulai bikin dia akal bulus, supaya dia rencana bisa berjalan mulus.
Sahabat Polipeso, kita berjumpa lagi dalam webinar internasional 2024 Politeknik Pelayaran Sorong. Sebelum memulai webinar, ada beberapa hal yang perlu sahabat Polipeso perhatikan agar acara dapat berjalan dengan lancar. 1. Tulis nama akun Zoom sesuai dengan format nama, strip, asal sekolah atau instansi sahabat Polipeso. 2. Aktifkan kamera. Pastikan posisi kamera tidak membelakangi cahaya ya, agar wajah sahabat Polipeso dapat terlihat lebih jelas. 3. Gunakan virtual background yang sudah disediakan. Bagi Sobat Polipeso yang sudah mengisi link pendaftaran virtual background dapat diunduh pada link yang dikirimkan melalui pesan WhatsApp. 4. Apabila sahabat Polipeso ingin mengajukan pertanyaan atau berpartisipasi interaktif, sahabat Polipeso dapat menggunakan reaction angkat tangan atau raise hand pada Zoom. 5. Jangan lupa, siapkan alat tulis untuk mencatat hal-hal penting. Selain untuk mencatat hal-hal penting, hal ini juga dapat mempertajam pemahaman sahabat Polipeso tentang materi yang disampaikan oleh narasumber. 6. Untuk mendapatkan e-sertifikat pada webinar ini, sahabat Polipeso wajib mengisi link presensi yang akan kami bagikan saat acara webinar berlangsung. Itulah beberapa hal yang patut sahabat Polipeso perhatikan. Selamat mengikuti webinar ini, tetap semangat, dan salam pro prestasi.
Good afternoon, esteemed guests, speakers, and participants. Welcome to the international webinar on enhancing the global trade through opportunities and challenges in national logistic ecosystem. This event is taking place on 5th July 2024 here in Aston Hotel Kota Sorong, Papua Barat Daya. My name is Hasanuddin, your master of ceremony of today's event. On behalf of organizing committee, allow me to extend our gratitude and also our grateful feeling. We are blessed with the health and also the opportunity that we all can gather here in person and online. Ladies and gentlemen, before we proceed, let us commence this event by paying respect to our nation by singing of the Indonesian national anthem, Indonesia Raya, followed by the hymne Perhubungan. We kindly ask all participants to rise for the anthems. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You may please be seated. The next agenda, we will now take a moment of offer prayers for blessing on today's event. To lead us in prayer, I invite Mr. Rizkuna Abiu Afi, AMD TRA, to the podium.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. best wishes to all of us. Ladies and gentlemen, before we further ado, let us bow down our head a moment. Pray to God so that our international webinar can be precious to all of us. I will read this prayer based on the teaching of Islam. And those who are not Muslim, you are pleased to pray according to each of your beliefs. In the name of Allah, the most gracious and the most merciful, all praise and thanks are due to Allah, the Lord of all world, the wise and the mighty God. Ya Allah, we come to you today with humble hearts, seeking your guidance and wisdom as we begin this international webinar. Ya Rabb, we ask that you will be bless every person who has gathered here today. And we wish you will be present with us in this great day. We pray in our activity will be a time to learning, growth, and fellowship for all of us. Help us to listen to one another with open hearts and open minds. Please give the strength and the courage to follow your will and to use the gifts and talents you have given us to make a positive and different in our lives. We pray all of this in your holy name. Amin. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you for Mr. Rizkuna. Esteemed speakers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we now turn our attention to the presentations of the webinar activity report. It is my pleasure to invite the Director of Sorong Merchant Marine Polytechnic, Captain Dodik Widarbowo, MT, MR, to share the report with us.
The Honorable, the Director of Sea Traffic and Transport, Dr. Hartanto MH, MRA, the Secretary of Human Resource Development of Transportation Agency, Dr. Captain Wisnu Handoko, MSc, the Head of Sea Transportation Human Resource Development Center, Dr. Insinyur Ahmad, MMTR, KEA, CFR, Engineering, Paulo, J. Marquez Margondo, MPhil, MBA from Rotterdam University of Applied Science, Dr. Engin I Gusti Ngurah Samanta Buana, ST, MN from Institut Teknologi 10 November, Surabaya, Muhammad Imron, MT, MSc from PT Pelindo, Mary Oktarina from PT Pelindo, Hasanuddin, SPD, MPD from Universitas Muhammadiyah Sorong, and all participants. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And best wishes for all us. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the international webinar of Enhancing Global Trade Through Opportunities and Challenge in National Logistic Ecosystem. As the Director of Sorong Merchant Marine Polytechnic, it is my great honor to host this significant event. We are delighted to have industry experts, academics, and policymakers from around the world join us to discuss and explore the vital aspect of global trade and national logistics system. The globalization of markets and increasing interdependence of economies highlights the importance of efficient logistics and supply chain management. The national logistic ecosystem encompasses all logistic-related activities within a nation, including transportation network, warehousing, port operation, and regulatory frameworks. While we face challenges such as infrastructure bottlenecks, regulatory hurdles, and the need for sustainable practice, we also have substantial opportunities to enhance trade efficiency and drive economic growth through advances in technology, policy reform, and international cooperation. Today's webinar aims to first facilitate knowledge sharing among experts, academics, and policymakers. Second, identify and analyze the primary challenges in optimizing national logistics system. Third, highlight potential opportunities for enhancing trade efficiency and economic growth. Fourth, promote best practice and innovative solution in logistic and supply chain management. Fifth, encourage collaboration among key stakeholders. Sixth, support a sustainable development in logistic and supply chain management. We are impressive lineup of speakers today, including Dr. Hartanto MH MRA, Director of Sea Traffic and Transport, Dr. Kapten Wisnu Handoko, MSc, Secretary of Human Resource Development of Transportation Agency, Engineering Paulo J. Marquis Margado, MPhil MBA from Rotterdam University of Applied Science, Dr. Engineering I Gusti Ngurah Sumanta Buana, STM Engineering from Institut Teknologi 10 November, Surabaya, Muhammad Imron, STMT MSc from PT Pelindo. The webinar will be take place both on-site at Aston Hotel Sorong and online via Zoom Cloud meeting and YouTube live streaming. In conclusion, I would like to thank all the speakers and participants for their valuable contribution. Let us make the most of the opportunity to exchange ideas, share best practice, and collaborate on finding solution and to the challenge we face. Finally, we respectfully request the head of Sea Transportation Human Resource Development Center, Dr. Insinyur Ahmad MTR, KIA, CFR, as the representative of the acting the head of Human Resource Development on Transportation Agency to kindly open the international webinar. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Mr. Dodik Pidarbowo, for the report. Ladies and gentlemen, we move on to the next agenda. The opening speech will be presented by Head of Sea Transportation, Human Resource Development Center, Dr. Insinyur Ahmad, MMTR, QA, CFRA, as the representative of the acting head of Human Resource Development on Transplantation Agency. For Mr. Ahmad, time is yours.
Providing a platform for in-depth discussion. We hope to identify challenges and explore innovative solutions. Our goal is to develop more resilient, efficient, and sustainable logistic ecosystem that enhance global trade dynamics. Participants will benefit from insights shared by leading experts in logistics and trade. This event is an opportunity for learning, networking, and building professional relationships for future collaboration. Together, we can develop strategies that enhance trade competitiveness and support sustainable development and logistics and supply chain management. Finally, I would like to extend my gratitude to all our esteemed speakers and participants for their contribution to this important discussion. Your collective expertise and perspective will undoubtedly enrich our understanding of the
Ladies and gentlemen, we are sorry for interrupting networking of internet. Now, we are going to the next agenda. Honorable distinguished speakers, ladies and gentlemen, both who are here and also who are joining us virtually. In these occasions, we just concluded our opening ceremony, and now we are going to start the main agenda of this event. We will hear about the various important issues of the national logistics ecosystem. To lead this agenda, I would like to introduce the moderators for today's webinar. Allow me to mention her curriculum vitae. She is the head office, department head pilotage supporting facilities in Pelindo head office. She has almost 10 years experiences in monitoring, controlling, navigating integrations journey of Indonesian port enterprise. The other interesting is she got her bachelor degree in 1999 with the major is Port and Shipping Management, Makassar Marine Marine Polytechnic, and the master degree in 2012 in Master Shipping and Transport, Netherlands Maritime University, Rotterdam, Netherlands. So ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor now to hand over these sessions. Give her an applause to Mrs. Mary Octarina.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. What happy faces we have here and in good condition today. Good afternoon, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our international webinar on enhancing global trade through opportunities and challenges in national logistic ecosystem. As mentioned earlier, that this event held in occasion of celebrating the 17th anniversary of Poltekpel Sorong or Merchant Marine Polytechnic of Sorong. Congratulations. Well, I am Mary today. As a moderator, will escort today's webinar. Present among us today, not only academicians, but also practitioners in maritime industry, and also the regulator from Ministry of Transport, Republic of Indonesia. Herein today, for the webinar, as the speakers, we have Dr. Hartanto MHMRE, joining online from Jakarta, and Dr. Captain Wisnu Handoko MAC, joining online, no, not online, but in person directly with us today. And the third one is Dr. Engineer I Gusti Ngurah Sumanta Buana, ST Magister Engineering, joining online from Surabaya. And next is Muhammad Imron, STMTMSC, joining online from Bima, Nusa Tenggara. And last but not least, Professor Paulo J. Marquez Morgado, live streaming from Rotterdam. Please give applause for our speakers today. Okay, before we start this important event, allow me to inform the rule of the game for today. We divided this webinar into two sessions. The first session is for the keynote speakers. Each keynote speakers will have a 15 minutes presentation, then following by 20 minutes of question and answers, both for offline and online audiences. The first topic for the session 1 is policies, regulation, and national initiatives in strengthening the national logistics ecosystem in Indonesia, will be delivered by Dr. Hartanto. And the second topic will be human resource development in supporting the national logistics ecosystem in Indonesia, which will be delivered by Dr. Captain Wisnu. And the second session consists of 3 speakers, all the practitioners within the maritime industry. Same rule applies. The speaker will have a 15 minutes presentation, following by 20 minutes question and answers. And then the first topic for the second session is called connectivity from an educational perspective, will be delivered by Mr. Sumanta Buana. Next is Pelindo's role and effort in supporting the implementation of national logistic ecosystem by Mr. Imron. And the last presentation will be delivered by Professor Paulo, entitled Global Perspectives and Strategies Approaches. Please give applause for the topic today. Due to time constraints, allow me to inform and kindly remind that please manage the time for presentation of 15 minutes for each speakers. For question and answers, audience are invited to ask questions to the speakers. For those who present here, please raise your hand at the end of each session. And from those who are joining online, you may ask the question by raise hands and open your camera. Not to forget, mention your name on the screen. Well, ladies and gentlemen, can we start our webinar today? Yes, okay, you can't wait for the first speakers today. Please welcome Dr. Hartanto, MHMRE, for our first speaker for today. Hello there, Pak Hartanto. Are you with us today?
Yeah, well, thank you, Miss Mary. I'm really so surprised to see you. It was a long time not see you, right?
See your face.
So,
Okay.
well, you're still beautiful as before, right?
Okay. Thank you for the compliment, yeah? Although I gained a little bit weight for that. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, Pak Hartanto is my former colleague in Merchant Marine Polytechnic in Semarang some years ago. And now he is the Director of Sea Traffic and Transport, Ministry of Transportation. Big applause for him.
Thank you.
And one more thing, he is a retired engineer seafarer who accomplished his doctoral in law in 2020 in University of Sultan Agung. And his experience in maritime and transport range from Maritime Academy top management in Semarang, Malahayati, Sumatera Barat, Palembang, to Harbor Master in Banjarmasin. What a surprise to me as well. Pak Hartanto will present the first topic of this webinar, policies, regulation, and national initiatives in strengthening the national logistic ecosystem in Indonesia. Can I remind Pak Hartanto, only 15 minutes, not more to that, for the presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Hartanto, MHMRE.
Once again, thank you very much for Miss Mary. Well, of course, I heard that Captain Wisnu is still there. Really, I appreciate and, of course, vulnerable with him. And also, thanks to Mr. Ahmad as head of Transport Human Resource Development Center for Sea Transportation. And then also, I saw before delivering the opening speech, well, for this occasion. Allow me first to share my presentation. Yeah, well, we now going to discuss together regarding to policies, regulation, and national initiatives in strengthening the national logistic ecosystem (NLE) in Indonesia. Now we are coming to start. Well, there are two of the policies, regulation, and national initiative in strengthening the national logistic ecosystem. One is about policies and regulation NLE, and then the other is about initiative in strengthening the NLE. Well, as government policies regarding the supporting NLE, there are four that we have to discuss today. The first one is regarding the overview of key government policies. And then the second one will be development and modernization of port. And then the third one, we discuss about fiscal incentive and reduction of logistics costs. And then the fourth one, on the last one, is about impact of policies on the NLE. Well, telling about overview of key government policies regarding to the infrastructure and regulation, as the government policy supporting to the development of NLE, we accomplish various aspects. Once again, is regarding to infrastructure and also regulation. And if we telling about development and modernization of port, well, ladies and gentlemen, development and modernization of port are part of the sea. Part of the sea toll program. As you know that we have a big issue regarding to the toll program. Why is that? It is to strengthen national logistic infrastructure. And then let's go to the fiscal incentive and reduction of logistic costs. The government provide fiscal incentive for the logistic and maritime sector and aim to reduce logistic costs from 23.5% to 17% of the GDP by 2024. And then impact of policies regarding to the NLE, these policies aim to strengthen national logistic competitiveness and support sustainable economic. Ladies and gentlemen, now we move to role of regulation in enhancing logistic efficiency. There are three parts we have to discuss today. The first is about importance of regulation in logistics, and then key regulatory frameworks, and then the last one about regulation impact. Telling about importance of regulation in logistics. Well, proper regulation, of course, can create a conducive environment for efficient and safe logistic operation. Of course, we really need kind of regulation that really can be our role to make our logistic doing well. And then regarding to the key regulatory framework, main regulatory framework supporting logistics efficiency. If we need about efficiency, of course, we should always come to the framework of supporting about regulatory. Once again, about regulatory, of course, we should obey with that. And then what is the impact? The implementation of proper regulation has shown positive impact, such as increased speed and accuracy of good delivery, and has promoted overall logistic operational efficiency. This is, accuracy and also we promote overall logistic operational efficiency as a very important, how we are working as a NLA, and also we are working as a logistic efficiency. Next, we are moved to national initiative to strengthen maritime structures. We, of course, telling about introduction to national initiative, SITOL program, integrated port development, and then collaboration with partners. Ladies and gentlemen, regarding to introduction to national initiative, the Indonesian government has launched various initiatives to strengthen maritime infrastructure as part of national logistic ecosystem NLE. And then for the SITOL program, as we know that the SITOL program aims is to reduce price disparities between regions by enhancing maritime connectivity. A good connectivity, of course, the aim to reduce price disparities will come through. And today, as I heard and as I read about the SITOL program really coming through, now there is a little disparities in between region in, for example, in east of Indonesia. And then let's go to the integrated port development. For the integrated port developments is carried out to increase port capacity and also efficiency. And then about collaboration with partner, the government collaborate with the private sector and international partner to support the implementation of this initiative. Next one, we are discuss about programs to enhance NLE. First one, enhancement of logistic human resources, training and certification program to improve the quality of human resource in the logistics sector, aimed at supporting operational efficiency. Well, regarding to training, of course, Sorong Maritime Polytechnic, of course, has aimed to this. And then we support always with the Maritime Polytechnic of Sorong will have this position to be a training center for the logistics. And then what about the integrated logistic information system? Now we are development of an integrated logistic information system to facilitate the real-time data exchange among stakeholders. And then expected benefit. What about the expected benefit? This program are expected to improve operational efficiency and reduce overall logistic costs. Ladies and gentlemen, let us now we are going to discuss about challenges and solutions. Well, there are three that we have to discuss. The first one about key challenges in implementing of NLE. In this matter, the main challenges in implementing the NLE include lack of interagency coordination and inadequate infrastructure. Weak coordination among stakeholders can hinder progress. So let us always keep in good coordination. And then while insufficient infrastructure can disrupt the efficiency of the logistic supply chain. Second one about proposed solution and strategies. To address these challenges, enhanced coordination and greater infrastructure investment are required. Close collaboration between the government, private sectors, and other stakeholders will help identify and effectively resolve issues. Now, we can remind that there is kind of complete coordination. We can say about pentahelic coordination. We can say about pentahelic coordination. It consists of government, private sectors, and then academic, and then also the others is social media. That is a very important. So let's always coordinate, coordination in pentahelic coordination. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now we are going to role of technology and innovation. Well, technology and innovation can play a crucial role in supporting the implementation of the NLA. The use of big data and the Internet of Things, or IoT, can enhance supply chain visibility and efficiency, as well as facilitate better decision making. Well, now I would like to ask you all to go to case study. This case study in Tanjung Priok, who working successful NLA implementation. A successful NLA project implementation, we can take for an example in Tanjung Priok Port. Key factor contributing to the success of this project include strong regulatory support and close collaboration among stakeholders. As a lesson learned and best practice from this case study that can be applied to other projects, emphasize the importance of effective coordination and the use of digital technology to enhance supply chain efficiency. Ladies and gentlemen, now we are coming to conclusion. Let me conclude. Looking ahead, Indonesia has an optimistic outlook for further developing the NLA. Development plan include enhancing maritime connectivity through the Sea Toll program and implementing digital technology-based innovation to improve supply chain efficiency. Achieving this will require active participation from all stakeholders, including the government, private sector, and also the public. Thank you very much for your kind attention, ladies and gentlemen. So we are happy if there is any other question for this next session, of course. Well, Miss Mary, time is written back to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pak Hartanto. Round of applause, please, for Pak Hartanto as first speaker for today. Just in time, as always. Yeah, Pak Hartanto is always on time and never late, by the way. Thank you, Pak Hartanto. But by the way, stand by online, sir, because we will come back to you after the second presenter present to us today. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, for the second speaker, as mentioned earlier, there will be Dr. Captain Wisnu Handoko. He's already here. I would like to invite Pak Wisnu to join me on the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, Pak Wisnu Handoko. Wisnu looks so happy today, because maybe he's in Sorong right now, Pak Dodi. And he looks very, how to say, very lightning, yeah, with the batik. I like your outfit today. Uniform batik, yeah? Yeah, but not me. Why me not? Okay, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce who is Pak Wisnu. Yeah? This is also for the cadets here, yeah? So that you can be like him and maybe even further than his career today. Currently, Pak Wisnu is the Secretary of Human Resource Development in Transportation Agency, Ministry of Transport of Indonesia. And he is a doctor in Management of Education from Universitas Negeri Jakarta and alumni of Maritime Education and Training from World Maritime University in Malmö, Sweden, which I was also would like to go there, but I failed. Okay, his career started as a seafarer in merchant ship, as we aware from the CAPT title on his name, in which is a huge benefit for his steps as government backbone in the field of transportation. There is no doubt that his experience, since he is a former harbor master in port of Tanjung Priok and Belawan. Big applause for Pak Wisnu. He's also a director, yeah? A director of Maritime Academy in Malahayati and Semarang. What a compact package of experience. Today, Pak Wisnu will present human resource development in supporting the national logistic ecosystem in Indonesia. Are you ready, Pak Wisnu? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Pak Wisnu.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, the honorable speakers and distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and especially our smart moderator, Ms. Mary, come from far away from Jakarta. But I think during I walk in Jakarta, we never met. Well, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like to thanks my gratitude to academic staff and the board of director, and as well the principal of Sorong Merchant Marine Polytechnic, who today celebration for the 17th anniversary of the establishing of this good polytechnic. And as the Secretary of Human Resource Development Agency, I also feel very happy that looking for the development of this school is very incredible development. And at least in the 17th of anniversary, you can prove that the campus and all staff and as well as the students show the strong commitment to contribute in the maritime transport. So by the today you successful conduct this good international webinar, and you can invite many speakers from different institutions and from the foreign, as well as I look Mr. Paulo from the Rotterdam University of Applied Science. Well, ladies and gentlemen, according to the topic that we have to discuss today, we're going to talk about national logistic ecosystem. Many people said logistic. Logistic is very important to improve, to increase our economic growth. But some people also do not understand what actually the logistic, national logistic ecosystem. In my first slide, I would like to show you that actually the national logistic ecosystem is the coordinate the flow of goods. This is like when you send from Jakarta to Sorong and Jakarta to Hong Kong, and how much money have you to spend for send these goods, and how long time, and then it is your goods can receive in properly condition, and how about the easily of the document contribute in this operation. So is that any simple process? Is there any duplication in the process? And how the technology play into the role of national logistic ecosystem? So this is kind of definition so that you can remember what is the NLE actually. And as you can see from Mr. Hartanto, in the point of view policy, government of Indonesia facing the new challenge of how to reduce the logistic costs. You know that the logistics costs gives the contribution of 9% of the PDB, Product Domestic Brutto. And you can search on the Googles today, just put the keyword Logistic Performance Index. Now the rank of Indonesia 2023 in the 63. among of 139 countries. So this has become issue, how the logistic is very important in the development of a country. The easy doing business is also the parameters, how the logistic ecosystem is also doing well in a country. As you can see in the next slide, the logistic transportation, connectivity, and cost issues. You can, okay, previous slide. There are many issues of logistic transportation, connectivity, and the cost issues. Because when you send cargo from Jakarta to Sorong, at least there are 4 components of cost. First is the transportation cost. Secondly is the warehouse cost. Thirdly is the inventory, and the last one is administration. Maybe the transportation cost is not so expensive. But today, how about the inventory? How about you have to conduct the document for, let's say, for custom, for the immigrations? Sometimes people is not satisfied with kind of how we have to spend a lot of money for the documentation. So, logistic issues. In logistic issues, we can look in here that the air transport as well as the road transport and also the sea transport. How to calculate from the first mile to the last mile, and we can calculate the whole of cost is become the sufficient cost for the first mile to the last mile. And transportation issues is also how to provide ships. You know, Indonesia have 17,000 islands and 18,000 with the citizens. How to provide the regular transportation to the remote island, to the border of our regions, will also become important issues. And then connectivity, how to connect from the port to the rural, to the village, to the different place in an island. So this is not easy. 4 years ago, I have the task from the minister to conduct the program of tollout. We have 120 vessels who every day running around of island in Indonesia. This is not the one solution, because when we send the vessels to a small island like in Tual, on Saumlaki or Pulau Rote, yeah, maybe we can bring rice, sugar, and then the main need of people living in island. But the next problem is how to store, because there is no a lot of warehouse there. This is also become issue other than cost issue. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, national logistics ecosystem is not responsible only the one ministry. It's not only responsible for the Ministry of Transport, but as you can see in the left side, there are several ministries have to work together in collaboration. As Mr. Hatoto said, that pentahelic cooperation is very useful to make this program successfully. Let's say the Ministry of Transport, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Agriculture, and then the Ministry of Mineral Resources, BKPM, yeah, Ministry of Trade, Menteri Perdagangan, all of them have to harmonization the regulation so that the logistic issues, the logistic costs can reduce as in proper, in a sufficient way, so that the logistic performance index can reduce. And national logistic ecosystem is also kind of collaboration of the technology of information. You know that in Directorate of Sea Transportation, we recognize the name of INAPortNet. And then for the operator of ports, like Pelindo, they have a lot of system, like terminal operating system. And then the custom, they have the CHASA, and also quarantine. They have also application for how people can check what the progress of their cargo when doing the quarantine process. So this is must put in the harmony orchestra. You know, it's like people play music. When you play guitar and another play what is it? Harmonica, and also play a guitar, a piano. This is become you know, it's good orchestra, so that port become the place. It's not a previous. You know, a long time ago when people look ports, you know, it's very dirty. A lot of criminal people action, you know, it's like a strings place. But now port is become, you know, it's like green and also very comfort for the people doing business. This way, where in the beginning I said the easy doing business in port is very important. Recently, you can see how the KPK, Komisi Pemberantasan Korupsi, they have a program how to make a port in Indonesia do the easy doing business better, time by time. They discuss with Pelindo, discuss with the Port Authority, they discuss with Custom how to reduce the time to process the document in every office, in every institution. So this is the rule and the target of the national logistic system in the point of view of the bureaucracy. Okay, next, please. And then we can see the component of national logistic ecosystem. This, you know, it's like SSM, the single submission, also tracking, warehouse, and facial, and also the payment. This is become a component of national logistic system and put in the way of information technology so that the people can easy access and also put the data of the cargo so that they can check which is the position of the cargo. Next. Okay, this is the collaboration between intermodal, train, truck, and air transport, and also operator terminal system, freight forwarding. They have to follow what the impress number 5 put into the place. And the next, okay, we come to the last of a minute before the end of the presentation. And this is also show you how the coverage of national logistic ecosystem, from the warehouse, port of departure, port of arrival, shipping, and then clearance, tracking, and until from the destination port, from embarkation port to the destination port. Okay, and the last, the role of agency of the human resource development is to provide in every institution, in every office, in every ministry, they have the sufficient supporting of the competence human resource. So that I introduced so many standard of competency, national standard of competency that we have to conduct in every school. Is also in the Sorong Polytechnic. You have to think how to conduct this kind of standard of training. Like, it's like a freight forwarding, tele mandiri, and then handling of the sea transport, logistic, and to manage the dangerous good. Because issue of many cargo is also dangerous good. So once you can conduct the all of competency which is needed by the national logistic ecosystem, you can increase your contribution to the country, and finally we can prove that Indonesia can reduce the logistic costs and put the logistic performance index in the better position. Thank you very much, and Miss Mary, and the ladies and gentlemen, hopefully for the anniversary of the 17th Poltekpel Sorong may become new spirit of yours. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Captain Wisnu Handoko MSc. Thank you for our speakers today, Pak Hartanto and Pak Wisnu, for insightful information. Pak Hartanto, are you still there? Pak Hartanto, are you still with us today?
Yes, Miss Mary, of course, I still here.
Don't run away, sir. Don't run away, yeah?
Oh, I will not.
So that I can see your face.
I will not. Since
Okay,
Mr.
thank you
Wisnu
very
is
much.
there,
So that we
I
can
will
enjoy
always
your
stand by.
handsome look, yeah, here from here, yeah.
Oh yeah, thank you, beautiful
Okay,
master
so
of ceremony.
your
here.
presentation, Pak Hartanto, point out in regulation and government policies in strengthening national NLE, yeah? And
Yeah.
also development plans include enhancing maritime connectivity through sea toll program and implementing digital technology-based innovation to improve supply chain efficiency. While Pak Wisnu, you present about logistic transportation connectivity and issues in Indonesia, thus future collaboration. What I remember is collaboration, orchestrating, and harmonizing. Yes, that's the clue I got from your presentation. Well, and also you mentioned about the role of human resource development in providing human resource in the context of implementing NLE. What a good opportunity for cadets also. Maybe you can join the NLE. Yeah? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to the question and answer session. I think you can't wait to deliver a question to our speakers. We have 20 minutes here. First opportunity will be given to the audience in the ballroom. If anyone has a question, please raise your hand. We have one. Another question? Okay, two, and then? Three. Okay, we have three questions first from the audience here in the ballroom. Don't forget to mention your name, institution, and to whom the question will be. Okay, please.
Good afternoon, Mr., Miss, and my coach and my senior. Before I want to ask my question to Mr., let me introduce myself. My name is Adrian Fadli. I'm a cadet from Sorong Marine Polytechnic. My major is engine department. So I want to ask my question to Mr. Hartanto and Mr. Cap Wisnu Handoko. To Mr. Hartanto, I have two questions. The first, how do the current policies, regulation, and national initiative specifically address the challenge and opportunity within Indonesian national logistic ecosystem? The second, how do the intricate interplays between policy, regulation, and national initiative contribute to the sustainable development and resilience of Indonesian national logistic ecosystem? To Dr. Cap Wisnu Handoko, Sam, I have two questions for you. The first, how can concrete strategy for human resource development be implemented effectively to support the national logistic ecosystem in Indonesia? The second, like the material presented, regulation human resource, specifically regarding logistic and transportation. What I want to ask is, as many people know, especially in Papua region itself, there are still deficient in logistic and transportation sector, because Papua itself is also now the war paradise. While transportation and logistics are not yet adequate, so what program and plan should carry out and what effort and action should be taken to overcome this some region, specifically Papua, are not left behind by other regions? I think that's enough my question. Thank you.
Okay, 4 questions. Wow, quite a lot ya. Diborong semua nih kayaknya sama kadet nih ya. Okay, the second one. What's the second one? Yes, please. Name, institution, to who, and question.
Permission to moderator and the speaker for the opportunity to given to me for asking the question. Let me introduce myself. My name is Angga Prayoga from Shipping Management and Transportation. So, the major challenge faced by the logistics sector in Indonesia include high logistic costs, innovation process, and inadequate infrastructure, the NLA aims to address this challenge by streamlining process, improving transparency, and embracing infrastructure. So the question is, what are the biggest major challenges faced by the logistics sector in Indonesia, and how can the NLA address this challenge? I think that's enough for my question. Thank you.
Okay, to whom the question is? To whom? To Pak Hartanto or Pak Wisnu?
Cap Wisnu Handoko.
Oh, for Cap Wisnu ya?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. And next question, the last one. Yes, please, sir.
Thank you. Assalamualaikum, Kapten Wisnu. I want to ask you a few yes about implementing of logistic chain. Yeah, logistic chain. We start from departure or harbor to warehouse. Implementing chain implementing of logistic chain, and then involved with shipping company with how far shipping company involved with the logistic chain. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I miss your name, sir. What is your name?
Mr. Nur Sukmanajati.
Nur Sukmanajati. From which institution, sir?
Lecturer here.
Okay, interpreter ya. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please round of applause for our question today. We have so many questions ya. Pak Hartanto, be aware of the question from the cadet ya. There are a lot of questions for you. 4 questions.
Yeah.
Okay, the first question is how to implement the green policy, if I'm not mistaken. And then also the same question for Pak Wisnu, how is the strategy in supporting the NLE? But first we ask for the response from Mr. Hartanto. Pak Hartanto, your response to the question from the cadet.
Yes, thank you very much. I'm really surprised about the student or cadet who has many of questions, and the question is quite, difficult for me to answer, but I will never worry because, Pak Wisnu is my senior to be the Director of Traffic and Sea Transportation. So if I cannot answer the question, of course, Pak Wisnu will complete my answer. But I'll try to answer the question. Thank you for that. Well, for the first question regarding to green policy and also the challenge with NLA, of course. Well, cadet, now on that, what issues regarding to the green shipping, regarding to the green port, is still going very hot issue as well. And of course, to construct our NLA in green policy, of course, need kind of good coordination among all of ministry, as Pak Wisnu mentioned before. Because as you know, in our port, there are many of ministry are stay there. It's not only transportation ministry, but also trade ministry. And then the other institutions also stay there, including from the military, and then from the Indonesian police and so on. And because of there are many of institutions stay in our port, of course, there are kind of important thing to do together in one of coordination. Where regarding to the green policy, of course, there are many regulations that we have to study about this, that we have to, what is that? To open up the regulation, and also we have to, of course, we need many of smart employers, and smart employers actually coming from all of you, especially from Merchant Marine Polytechnic in Indonesia, regarding to how we provide a smart employers who always focus to green policy. Then because of we need all of you to be a good employee, a smart employee, and always focus in green policy. And then there are many of institutions who stay at the port side, and they're doing coordination between the institution, and also we have a good employee or smart employee. Of course, your challenge, you're asking about the challenging, how to make concrete of this green policy will come through, of course. When for the second one, regarding to the contribute of the development to interplace as your question, of course, once again, coordination is very important. In the coordination, there is a communication. Without any communication, then there is no there is no coordination. Because of this NLA is a very big project in Indonesia. As you know, as Pak Wisnu also mentioned, we have about 17,000 of islands. We need a connectivity, especially for east of Indonesia. As I noted, that actually we need more of shipping number, ship number that we have is not enough actually until today, as well as for the toll out program. Why we doing toll out program? Because our government would like to provide a good transportation from sea side, as well the spirit of the price in east of Indonesia will stable and always is not too expensive as before. And now I just want to tell you that before toll program come in, actually the price of, for example, one price of one of a cement bag in one bag of cement in Papua, for example, there are more than 1 million. But now we are going to recognize that the price is below than 300,000 rupiahs. That is one of how we contribute for the NLA with the toll out program. That's all. Thank you very much for your question.
Thank you, Pak Hartanto. Big applause for Pak Hartanto. Thank you. I hope Pak Hartanto respond answering your question, yeah? Okay, please be happy to that. No further question. Okay, our next question is for Pak Wisnu. Ini Pak Wisnu, the cadet is specifically asking how is the strategy in implementing NLE and what is the policy for Papua? Your response, sir.
Okay, very good questions and very challenges because you talk about how the strategy in the whole of developing of human resource development, and also you asked about how the specific strategy for the Papua, so that Papua is not left behind of from the another profits. Let me start with the question. You know how much cost to send a container 20 feet from Surabaya to Sorong? You know how much cost to send one container 20 feet from Surabaya to Sorong or to Jayapura, let's say? You know, it's around 4.8 million. Let's say 5 million each. And do you know how much cost? Around 17 million. But how much cost if you send a container 20 feet from Surabaya to Hong Kong? It's only 5 million. So 17 million to Papua and 5 million to Hong Kong is very big difference. And the distance from Surabaya to Hong Kong and Surabaya to Papua to Sorong is almost same. In my data, let me check here. From Jakarta to Hong Kong atau Surabaya to Hong Kong is around 1,783 miles, and Jakarta to Sorong or Surabaya to Sorong is around 1,621 miles.
10
it's
times,
almost,
is it?
yeah.
10 times.
But the difference, of course, is more than 10 million, because Jakarta to Sorong is 17.5 million, but Jakarta to Hong Kong is 4.8 million. It's very big difference. And how about the load factor? Because the load factor is become the component who influence the cost to send a container. Load factor to Hong Kong is 80%, but the load factor to Jakarta, Sorong, only 30%. That's why the ship operator charge you in very big different costs because of the load factor. The load factor is amount of cargo compared by the capacity of your ships. But the problem, when ship return back from Hong Kong to Jakarta or Surabaya, they still have a lot of cargo, because so many transit cargo from Hong Kong sent to Jakarta or Surabaya, but there is almost no cargo from Sorong to Jakarta. So the problem actually is not balanced, unbalancing of the cargo, and this is because of the problem of economic growth, the problem of the center of growth, pusat pertumbuhan ekonomi. Karena tidak ada barang ya yang dibawa ya, sehingga akhirnya itulah yang menyebabkan jadinya mahal. That's why there are new concept of the powerhouse of Indonesia introduced by the Bapenas. What's the powerhouse? Powerhouse is the effort how to optimize the product of each region. Let's say you have fish. Let's say you have a coconut. Let's say you have a rubber. This way, the concept of how to connect between local to regional to the international is the very important way how to make the powerhouse of every region, so that unbalancing of cargo can be reduced. Without that, we can't do. Yeah. And also the other side is the quality of the people. The capacity building, it should be put into our mind, because now you are on the future, 10 or 15 years in the future, you will be make decisions, because you will be people who make a decision maker. Maybe you are teacher, you are the principal of the institution, to make regulation, to make a new system, so that unbalancing and also the center of growth can be built, can be made in the new region in Papua. Think about what the resources in your region. You have minerals, you have agriculture product, you have forest product. This will become the powerhouse of your region. In the same way, you also do the capacity building. That's strategy.
Okay, so the root cause is imbalanced trading, yeah?
Correctly.
I think this is the homework for Pak Hartanto ini, ya, as Director of Sea Traffic and Transport Station. Okay, so you have one more question from over there. Is how is the strategy for implementing logistic chain, and how far the participation of shipping lines company within the logistic chain?
Yeah.
Yes, your response, sir. We have, by the way, less than 2 minutes.
Yeah, the statement that more than 80% of the cargo in the world is carried by sea. It's not carried by the air transport, it's carried by road transport as well as ferry transport, but shipping. Because the shipping have the economy of scale other than other mode of transport. That's why the contribution of the shipping industry, the contribution of the shipping company is very, very important to make the unbalance become balanced. Because this is like the question, which one the first, egg or chicken? We make first the industry, but the make industry is not easy. It's very invest. You need a lot of money. Our government have not a lot of money. We need investment from the other country, from the rich company. This way, IKN. So there is so many offer to other company to give their investment to IKN. It's same things. IKN is the new region. It's the new place. But people think, how about in the future we provide port in IKN, we provide airport, we provide the tollway, yeah, so that the distribution, so that the logistic, they can flow very easy in the easy way, in the cheaper price. So this is the contribution of the transportation. But the problem is how to eliminate, how to reduce the unnecessary costs. Because Indonesia is very famous with unnecessary costs. Here there is cost. Many people, ask to the driver, ask to the ship, give the money. This is unnecessary cost. This is make our logistic costs become expensive. Thank you.
Thank you, Pak Wisnu, for your response. But then I have a question, but you don't have to answer it because we have no time anymore. Why don't the government encourage and support to develop the hinterland in Papua? You don't have to answer that, sir, because we don't have the time anymore.
Well, Miss Mary, if you don't mind, Miss Mary, I will agree with Pak Wisnu mentioned regarding to the contribution of the ship. I think, not only for east of Indonesia or Papua, because, if there is no ship, a half of world will freezing and half of the others will starving. It's really so, we have to be agree with what Wisnu mentioned. Thank you.
Thank you, Pak Hartanto. But I always remember what my lecturer previously said, that flag follow the trade. So you have to build the trade to bring the ships there. Okay, thank you very much, Pak Hartanto and Pak Wisnu. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of our first session in the webinar. Pak Hartanto, Pak Wisnu, thank you again for the valuable sharing to us today. Please,
once again, thank you very much.
Round of applause for our keynote speakers. Thank you, sir. and gentlemen, let's proceed to the second session of the international webinar today. There will be 3 speakers online, all joining online. And without further ado, please welcome our first speaker for the second session, Dr. Engineering I Gusti Ngurah Sumanta Buana, ST Magister Engineering. Okay, hello there, Pak Buana. Pak Buana, can you hear us?
Okay.
Ada?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe we can see the camera. Okay, Pak Buana, nice to meet you. Om Swastiastu.
Okay. Namo Buddhaya.
How are you today, sir? How do you meet us?
Yeah. Pleased to be able to join this very happy days for especially for the PIP Sorong for the 70th birthday. Sweet 17, people
Sweet
usually
17,
say that.
yeah? A teenager.
Yeah,
Okay, Pak Buana, before your presentation, allow me to, dig out a little bit about your profile. Pak Buana is a Bali-born Doctor of Engineering in Naval Architecture and Marine System Engineering from Kyushu University, Japan, and taken his master education in Engineering Department of Naval Architecture and Ocean Engineering from University of Newfoundland, Canada. He is now a lecturer in naval architecture in his beloved alma mater, Institut Teknologi 10 November, Surabaya, which started from 2011. Dr. Buana is a pure academician and conducted various of projects and studies within his field of knowledge in naval architecture. Some of the research, such as the use of a case-based reasoning technique to support early ship design stages, released in 2000, and the latest one was in 2019, perencanaan sistem pengumpan untuk kapal tol laut di kawasan Indonesia Timur. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, this is Dr. Engineering I Gusti Ngurah Sumanta Buana, ST Magister Engineering. Time is yours, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for this very honor opportunity. Let me share the screen, please. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, honored keynote speakers, and those who involved in preparing this occasion, this seminar on enhancing global trade through opportunities and challenges in national logistic ecosystem as part of the 17th birthday of the Poltekpel Ilmu Pelayaran Sorong. Okay, as an academic background, I'd like to share my knowledge in education, in particular, with regard to enhancing maritime logistic performance. So, as mentioned before, I usually use my object of study in Eastern Indonesia. Just a second. Okay. As you know that maritime logistics is the process of planning, implementing, and managing the movement of goods and information through ocean carriage. In this case, is through the sea. So why maritime logistics is important? Because almost two-thirds of our globe consists of ocean waterways. So that's why we need to make use of the maritime logistics because it has very significant contribution in many aspects. So in general, maritime logistics will contribute to the global trade because it plays critical role facilitating the transportation of goods and commodities across waterways throughout the globe. So actually, for our daily life, it also significantly contribute to the global economy, supporting a wide range of sectors depending on region potential, such as, for example, manufacturing, agriculture, and consumer goods. So, as you know, that parts of the surface of the earth uh, uh, don't have similar potential, so that they have to trade or transfer goods each other. So this is the maritime logistics role comes or arise. So why would I choose Eastern Indonesia? As you know that Eastern Indonesia has very low economic growth because of many aspects. So here we can say that from three aspects: geography, demography, and infrastructure. Geographically, Eastern Indonesia consists of large and small scattered islands that spread unevenly, separated by seawater. So you may see here, this is the geographic condition of Eastern Indonesia. So in terms of demography, Eastern Indonesia also has its inhabitants live in many islands, but in not as dense as the inhabitants living in the western area. And the last one is in terms of infrastructures. Eastern Indonesia has a limited and pure quality of infrastructure because of age of the infrastructure combined with lack of maintenance. And so most of them has obsolete technology. This means that the technology usually old one, not a modern one. Okay. Here we will say about the challenge in maritime logistics in general. There are here I can mention three aspects of the challenges in maritime logistics in terms of port congestion, security and safety, and regularity compliance. Here in my paper, I will talk about the port congestion usually take place in Eastern Indonesia. Because the port congestion is part of the maritime logistic chains can lead to delays in cargo handling, increased operational costs, and impacting overall efficiencies. And the other ones maybe usually take place in the more sophisticated and more big port. So then, how to overcome this issue, this challenge? Here I propose improvement. Improvement can be attained through skill and competence that usually we should be able to acquire in maritime logistics. There are two skills usually required in maritime logistics. That is, the first one is management, and the second one is operational level. Management skill, managerial skill is very important because before going into the operational level, it has to be designed so that the logistic process can be very, very optimized, and the risk associated with the maritime logistic can be minimized. So in operational level, we have to have the competency in utilizing proper technology and equipment, particularly pertaining to cargo handling or loading and unloading operation. And in this case, education has a very, very important role because we have to be able to collaborate within all stakeholders. In this case, three main stakeholders, apart from the education institution, that is industry and the those who take part in the operation. Okay. We have in this case we will be able to enhance performance through education, professional empowerment, and then the industry adaptation. The first one, the professional empowerment. Education can empower maritime professionals to adapt the dynamic market needs, fostering leadership and competency development for sustainable performance enhancement. While the industry adaptation is the continuous education and training support the industry ability to adapt to technological advancement, regulatory change, and evolving trade demands. So this is two aspects that can be gained through enhancing performance through education. So what can be done inside the education? There are two types of activity that can be done here inside in maritime industry. There is the research and training. Research is important in understanding a particular aspect to identify characteristics, operation, culture, and major problems that need improvement using theoretical concept. This means that research dealing with theory. The goal of this research is to create a more efficient, safe, and ecologically sustainable maritime logistic process. On the other side, training is an activity to enhance practical capability related to particular competency required in maritime logistic operation. So, in this sense, these two activities in education, research and training, are side by side. because the first one, research using theory, while the other ones, training is the practice. Theory refers can be defined as a systematic and coherent set of ideas or principles to explain a particular phenomenon. It developed based on observation. Observation means to observe what usually commonly practiced, usually derived from empirical evidence and are subjected to rigorous testing to validate their validity. So here, on the other hand, practice involves the application of knowledge and skill acquired through theory. So practice can be done well if we know the theory well. So practical implementation of theoretical concept in real world scenarios. So the last one, practice enables individuals to gain experience, develop expertise, and refine their understanding of theories through learning by doing. So practice can be done very well if we learn something and do that in daily operation. So this is the very simple diagram. What is the relationship of the theory we see usually in the research and the practice? Theory can be is very close to practice because the good theory that can be applied can produce a good practice. So the main focus of theory is in its application. So in order to be able to apply a theory, we have to have judgment, skills, experience, and awareness. At least these four aspects of application of the theory. So we will have a good practice. So observations and findings of my last research will be in the next slide. So in 2019, I was in Samlaki, in the south islands of Maluku. So I was there for a week conducting a research to see how to observe how a small port in a remote area work. So actually, I observed very simple operation during for the 5 days of my stay in Samlaki. The first one is the rich taker operator. Here you see that this rich taker operator is only one, serving one port of the Samlaki. So that if he, for example, the operator had to go to the kamar mandi to the for doing small thing there, then that makes the operation had to stop because he was the only operator at that time. I hope that it is not like that anymore. Okay, the same things happen also for this
Sorry for
forklift.
interrupting, Dr. Buena.
Okay, yeah.
So due to time constraint, would like to, if you could, we will appreciate if you could fasten your presentation because you already run out of time.
Okay, I'm sorry, Mom. Okay then, and then the first, the most there are two interesting parts: ship berthing and cargo unloading. The shipberthing was conducted by unsafely using not proper equipment. And then the second one is cargo unloading. During the cargo unloading, I saw two contradicting activities, the proper one and the not proper one, side by side. So actually, I'd like to address something that I saw during the observation. Actually, what happens in the small part in Indonesia actually can be improved through research and training, intensive training, so that this kind of obstacles can be overcome gradually. So, in conclusion, I can say that the problem can be overcome through a simple problem. And then all stakeholders should participate in order to get the good result. So that's called willingness to change. And then enhancements of the existing maritime logistics can be achieved through a wide variety of research and training. And then I believe that if we all involved in this action, we can do change. Thank you. Terima kasih.
Okay, thank you, Pak Dr. Buana. But sir, please stay online because we will come back to you after the last presenter for the question and answer. Ladies and gentlemen, again, one big applause for Dr. Buana. And then let's proceed to the second presenter of the second session of today's webinar. There will be Pak Muhammad Imron, STMT MSc. Please welcome Pak Imron. How do you read?
Hi, Ma'am Mary.
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me? Hi. Can you hear me?
You look so bright today.
Thank you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Pak Imron is my fellow colleague from PT Pelabuhan Indonesia. Currently, he is a personal assistant of strategic director and a candidate of general manager in one of our port. Wish you the best of success, yeah, Pak Imron.
Thank you.
Okay, these young talented millennials always record a mesmerizing achievement, both in study and professional career. The latest, he is the best student in master degree or double degree in ITS and Rotterdam University of Applied Sciences for Maritime Logistic Transportation. As an active person, he is also involving in several organizations such as Indonesia representative of ASEAN Port Association, a former head of education and research, Ministry of Ocean Engineering, a student organization, and he also involved in some volunteering activity. In the company, he also engaged in several projects and publications such as G20 paper, centralized, integrated, and adaptive planning for major port infrastructure project, etc. Pak Imron, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, joining online from Bima West, Nusa Tenggara, please welcome Muhammad Imron, STMT MSc. By the way, let me remind you, have 15 minutes only. Please manage your time, okay?
Yeah, I just want to make sure that my slide is shown. Can you see my slide? Yeah, thank you. So yeah, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Imran, and today I want to talk about Indonesia. Okay, especially Indonesia's logistic. When we talk about Indonesia, we cannot put aside that Indonesia is actually located in such a strategic location. As you can see on the picture, that Indonesia is actually geopolitically located in the center of ASEAN. And then not to mention that Indonesia also has a strategic strait called Strait Malacca, which is the busiest strait in the world. Based on the HL report on July 2024, as you can see on the picture, that intra-Asia itself, the total trade that's happening is around 39.2 million TEUs in 1 year. And then the total trade related with Asia itself is around more than 30%, right? And do not forget when we are talking about Indonesia as well, that Indonesia is classified as archipelago country. Why? Because Indonesia has 17,000 islands in this country. But unfortunately, with such a big opportunity that I just mentioned earlier, Indonesia cannot grab this opportunity because right now we are facing such a serious challenge when it comes to logistics. As mentioned previously with the previous speaker, that uh, to give you a better perspective, to transport one TU, one container TU, from Vietnam to Tanjung Priok, it costs around 4.8 million rupiah, whilst transporting the same amount of TEUs from Sorong to Tanjung Priok, it costs more than three times, right? The reason why it happened, because as I mentioned previously, we have several challenges when it comes to logistics. Based on study conducted by Attorney in 2019, at least there are 5 challenges that we need to face. The first one is less conducive regulation. It's such a quite long time for us, for the exporter or importer to manage the permit. And then it's also aligned with the LPI score. Custom has the lowest score in 2023. And then the second challenge that we need to face is about low efficiency of the land value chains. Comparing to the country of Netherlands, Indonesia, the proportion of transportation good by using truck is around 90%, whilst in the Netherlands, only 35% and 54% transported by barge. However, when it comes to the quality of land in Indonesia, the KRI, which is the Quality Road Index, the score is quite low, which is around 3.89 compared to Netherlands 6.18, which is quite big gap, right? So therefore, we need to improve on this one. And the third logistic challenge that we need to face is low efficiency of the maritime value chain, and then because the fragmented shipping road with the high usage of the small vessel. And then the fourth one is it's not optimal for the port performance in Indonesia as well, because there's some cases that a long turnaround time for and unstandardized port infrastructure in Indonesia. And then the last one is already mentioned as well from the previous speaker. We also face the challenge of the imbalanced cargo. In order to solve this challenge, there are several, quite few stakeholders that need to involve on these matters. And then since 2019, these stakeholders were not just sitting around, they did something about this as a proof. As you can see on the picture on the bottom line, the national logistic cost per GDP is getting better. In 2018, the logistic cost is 16.4%, whilst in 2022, the logistic cost per GDP reduced to be 14.3%. And then ports contribute around 1.5 of the logistic cost. However, this such a big progress is not enough for the government. Why? Because the government already set the target. The logistic cost per GDP is reduced to be 8%. Okay, and then so therefore, as I mentioned previously, that Indonesia is archipelago country where port also plays an important role in this matter. So therefore, today I would like to explain it to you regarding the Plindo's role and an effort in supporting the implementation of national logistic ecosystem. Before I answer this question, probably the first question that we need to answer is who is Plindo actually? Plindo is one of the biggest port operator company in Indonesia. And since the 1st October of 2021, before this 2021, there are four big company, port operator company, which is Plindo 1, 2, 3, and 4. But since the 1st October of 2021, these four big company decided to merge, and we call that as a Plindo. And then since merge, Plindo operate more than 120 ports in Indonesia, and then we produce or we handles around 17.7 million TEUs, which made Plindo is not only the biggest port operator in Indonesia, but number 8 for the biggest port operator globally. After we understand who is Plindo, so the question is, what is the Plindo's role on how to reduce the logistic cost? The answer is just one, which is improving the port performance. Why improving port performance is such a key strategy? Okay, I'm so sorry. I thought I disconnected. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I'm so
Yes.
sorry. So wait, I need to share again. Okay, so yeah. So the biggest question that we need to answer is on how to improve the port performance in Indonesia. There are four strategic plans that Plindo is currently doing. The first one is the transformation and the port standardization. And the second one is improve port connectivity by using the hub and spoke concept. And the next one is implementation of port integration with industrial area. And the next one is systemization and digitalization of port services. So the first one is transformation and standardization. There are four key areas that we standardize in port operation. The first one is planning and controlling based on the business process. The second one is the organization and HR development. The third one is the implementation of the safety culture. And the fourth one is infrastructure and equipment optimization. By implementing or the implementation of the standardization in the port, as you can see, the result it's such amazing. Probably I just want to zoom into one container terminal which is located in Sorong. By implementing this standardization, the bulk ship hours in Sorong container terminal increased around 250%, and then the port stay reduced 300%. By having this standardization, the impact is such massive because it can reduce, as I mentioned previously, that the rental cost of the boat or ship is reduced around 1.2 billion per day because of the faster delivery time. And the second one is by improving the connectivity by the implementation of the hub and spoke concept. So basically, the in Indonesia, we classify the port because we are a maritime country. We have so many port, and we need to classify which port that is small, which one is big, and then we call that as a big port. We call that as a hub port or hub international. And then we, for the domestic, we also call hub domestic. For the smaller one, we call a feeder port. So why it's such important? Because this can enable the more optimal ship development, so they don't need to develop like a bigger ship to when the ship is operating in the eastern part of Indonesia, where mostly or the majority of port that classify as a feeder port. So basically, the feeder port to serve the loop from the nearest hub, and then the hub will be only transport to the next hub. So the next one is the port integration to the hinterland. because based on the STC study, there are at least 4 challenges that when it comes to land transportation. The first one is the delay of trucking. The second one is high travel time. And then the next one is the limitation of transport mode. And then the last one is limitation of road infrastructure. And Plindo itself, we also take an action in order to solve this problem by creating the well-connected ecosystem between port and also industrial area, or we call that as a hinterland. As you can see on the picture, at least there are 3 main projects that we are currently developing, which is Kijing Port and supporting area. So, and then the next one is Priuk Port connected with the NPEA. NPEA is the eastern access to connect the Priok Port to the industrial area. And the next one is GP. And the last one is the implementation of the digitalization in the port. So for Pelindo itself, we already implement the digitalization from different part or area. So the first area of digitalization that we are currently developed is on the seaside. So there are several systems that we implement in a port net, vessel management, marine operating system, and vessel traffic system. And one of the most important system that we currently discussing right now is the implementation of NLE and also NSW. And then the next one is the second area that we also implement for the digitalization is for terminal. We implement the terminal operating system and then car operating system, AutoGate, and yeah, as you can see on the slide. And then the next one is we also implement digitalization in the second line of port and also in the back office. So when we talk about the digitalization in operations or in the seaside, as I mentioned previously, that we implement the NLA. It's already mentioned that NLE or National Logistic Ecosystem is such a collaboration platform because as we all know that when it comes to the logistic area, there are so many stakeholders, right, that need to involve on this one. And then every single stakeholder, almost each stakeholder has their own system. Therefore, the ministry in Indonesia, the connection to have the NLE as the platform to connect this massive or a system from each stakeholder. The mechanism on how to access or connect between NLE and the other stakeholders platform, as you can see on the right slide. So business customer will input their data in NLE and then also input their data in a logistic commercial platform. And then this data will also connect it to the other platform. And in this case is in a Plindo's platform. We call that as a Plindo hub. And then by this, the customer doesn't need to fill the data from so many different platforms with the same data. They just need to fill the data only for one system and it will connect to the other platform, or it will call that feeding and giving for the information. And then the question is, why do we really need to implement this NLA? Based on the survey in 2023 conducted by Prospera, there are so many benefits that we can get by the implementation of the NLE, right? And in a time-wise, probably we can just take a look because in NLE, there are several modules there. So in every single module, because of this, because the implementation of NLE, for example, like SSM Pengangkut is actually the platform before to get the permit for the ship to do the handling. Before the before implementation of this platform, the total hours that they need to do to fulfill this permit is 7 hours, but after the implementation, it's only take 2 hours. And then for perizinan, SSM perizinan is actually the form that the cargo owner need to fill to get a permit to do the export and import. Before the implementation of NLE, the total hours that they need to fill this form to get this permit is around 875 hours. But after the implementation of NLA, it's reduced to only 381.5 hours. Okay, and then when it comes to the monetary efficiency, by having this the implementation of this system, it's also reduced the total amount of cost that the cargo owner need to pay or need to spend, right? Probably we can just take a look on one of the biggest one in DO Online, yeah. Before the implementation of this system, the total cost that they produce that they need to spend like around 2 million, and then after the implementation on an LA, it's actually reduced 2.1 million, right? However, with this big benefit by implementing the NLE, we get the challenge. There are several challenges. So the first one is unstable system. Based on the survey, there are more than 79 respondents say that they are experiencing the trouble. So the recommendation that I will give is just fix the system. And then the second one is lack of awareness, because it's only like 59% of respondents said that they only access the system 2 times in a month. And then the next one is regarding the unoptimized customer service, because more than 50% of the respondents say that it's only 50% of the issues that they can get help from the customer service. So after this challenge, what is the main key success in order to implement the NLE on any other system? As Plindo motto, we have the 3C, which is stand for the commitment. And then every single stakeholder need to commit that the NLE is actually the key for us to improve the logistic. And the second one is the change management in order to increase the awareness of the logistic actor that this system is good for us, and then we need to have a change management for them. And the last one is collaboration, because as I mentioned previously, that there are so many stakeholders involved on solving this problem, and collaboration is one of the key for us. And then aware that we cannot do this alone, we have to work together. So there the presentation for the Plinus role on how to regarding the implementation of NLE. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Are you with us?
Yes.
Can we show the
Good
camera?
day.
Hallo, Professor Paulo.
Hi.
Goedemorgen. Goedemorgen, ja?
Hi, goedemorgen.
Goedemorgen. Hoe gaat het met u? Hoe
Ja,
gaat het met
prima.
u?
Ja.
Oh,
Ja,
alles
een beetje
goed, alles
koud.
goed. Ik ook hier, alles goed. We zijn allemaal hier, alles goed. Okay, Professor Paulo, it's, I hope I pronounce your name correctly, yeah? How is the weather in Rotterdam right now?
Lousy as usual.
Lousy as usual, yeah? I thought it is a mooi weertje, but it's not. Okay, let me introduce you to the participants here online and also within this ballroom. Professor Paulo is distinguished academic consultant and senior international business manager with over 20 years of experience in developed and emerging markets. Holder of MBA in General and Strategic Management, Master Philosophy in Economics, and certification in Electrical Engineering, Software Engineering, and Finance. Speaks several languages, English, Portuguese, Dutch, and Spanish. His experience in the field of education range from Schema Business School in French, Erasmus University, University of Groningen, Rotterdam University of Applied Sciences. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the final speakers for today's webinar. Please welcome Professor Paulo G. Marques Morgado. Okay, Pak Paulo, you have 15 minutes.
Thank you very much. I'll try to share some slides. Do you have them?
On progress. Yeah, prima. Alstublieft,
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you very much. Well, I'm very is quite nice, and ex-student, so we are participating together here. So very good. My role today is to present to you some notes on the international perspectives of global comparisons to help on the discussion of global perspectives and strategic approaches. So I do have an agenda, and would like to walk you through what are the global market trends and their impacts on NLEs. Talk about the cooperation, what is going on around in the world, some best practices that we can tap, and well, ultimately some strategic recommendations for Indonesia's NLE. Well, we needed to start understanding what is going on, and well, through the last 30 years, we had a very strong globalization effort. So a lot of corporations around the world, they specialize in different markets. A lot of trade has been happening, and so that has been great news for the maritime industry. But more recently, after the 2008-2009 crisis, there has been a decline.
Meneer, is it possible for you to share the screen to us? Because we cannot see your screen. Sorry for interrupting.
Please give me a moment. It crashed. I'll try it. Yeah. I'm facing some challenge. Just bear with me.
Yeah, prima. Please continue, sir.
Okay. Should go fine now. Okay, very well. So what is happening is that there is a slowdown in the most recent years, and well, corporations they felt that because of what they learned, especially with the Corona time in 2009, 2010, that they were too dependent on the global markets, and they shut down the whole economy globally. That they needed to rethink globalization, and actually a new phenomenon called globalization, or even in some cases some reverse globalization, reshoring, start taking place. So manufacturing that was predominantly in China, they thought that this dependency needed to be mitigated. And so there was a move to some other locations, and India was the country that mostly benefit from that. And another movement that took place was nearshoring and friendshoring, and I will develop more on that part. So companies, they went, US companies mostly to Mexico to be closer by, so they move a lot of production over there. And also in the Asian area, South Asia, there has been a lot of also movements from European corporations, especially moving production to Thailand, to Vietnam, and there's opportunities also for Indonesia in this regarding. So these cooperations, they bring together assistance from more developed technologies that are spread around. And so they corporations, they bring these new technologies into Asia or to Mexico on the process of implementation, the supply chain in all different aspects of the logistic aspects, but also on the commercial aspects, and the relationships are also enhanced. So digitalization and electronic communication is been by far being transferred into also these regions to be able for the organizations to communicate much faster. So there's an important impact there for Indonesia and for all other markets to be able to catch up. They needed to invest largely. So these national logistic ecosystems, they need to become more resilient, and they needed to have more risk management approach embedded into it. So that what it means is that the infrastructures, they need to become more adaptable, more agile. The digital integration with the systems, global systems, they need to happen. And we learned today here through other presentations the need for digitalization and the integration within Indonesia mostly, but those systems, they need to be integrated globally, because those are global organizations. They need to understand just on the logistic aspect. They need to understand where are the containers, where are those products, what actions need to take place. So in terms of cooperation, it's not just internally, we needed to have a cooperation internationally. So the knowledge sharing of technology and the technology transfer that will enable success or failures. So we needed to be successful on the transfer of technology and adapt quickly. There is requirements, so you needed to have investments, but you also need training, a lot of training. We needed to harmonize standards and regulations, and every day there is more and more standards brought up, so we needed to catch up with what is coming up and participate in those discussions, in those standards. So it's not just an internal perspective. To be successful, you have to have an external participation on developing the technology and developing those standards, and participating in the infrastructure projects. All of these will create a lot of efficiency. We'll have an interconnected logistic network, internally more efficiency, so there's a benefit for internal organizations, but ultimately it needs to be a global mindset into it. So what will be going on in the future? Well, the likelihood is that there is going to be more intensified because the need for global solutions, they are there, and then the logistics challenge, they will become more complex. More participants take places, more need for quick responses and participation, connection. So what it means also is that there needs to be some focus, and sustainability is a big thing in Europe, a little less in US, but is also growing over there. But it is very big, and circularity is growing very largely also in Europe. And well, that means also something for all the other markets around the world, because we wanted to reuse products that were used before. How are we going to do that? Well, there's a lot of challenges with it, but the customers are demanding for that. That means the whole logistic needs to be prepared so that production happens. And then we will discuss more about production ultimately, because that's the engine for exports. Other important aspects to make sure that the NLEs will be successful is cybersecurity. It needs to be reliable, the system, and all the participants that play in will play that role. So we needed to understand well, and well, we be protected with that. So trust is very important. Smart ports are also another aspect that needs to be taken in consideration, because of all these IoT, all these technologies are there. So we needed to participate also in these developments. So multimodal transportation hubs developed. There was some discussion of what is internal being planned to develop these hubs, and there will be the support for growth. To give you some examples of what is going on around the world, for instance, in the Netherlands, the effort in the most recent 2 years has been around technology enhancement, and circularity. What we've been learning is efficiency and reducing the cargo dwell times. There is improvements. There's been also, the child diseases, so that not everything works properly, and not everything works as promised. Like, for instance, blockchain is something that really brings transparency, but also sustainability issues, because of the amount of energy that is required for that, and systems that are required for that. So it's going slower, that transfer application. Germany, with the Industry 4 implementation into smart manufacturing, linking all the manufacturing together. They also have a lot of lessons for the logistics. Large organizations like Amazon, they develop their own systems, and they are actually rolling out their systems around the world. And there are a lot they can offer for NLE development. So in terms of Indonesia, there's a lot of gaining from all these partners, private partners or countries, that will help Indonesia to grow. Still, there is some challenges. So the geographic distribution of the landscape of Indonesia, it doesn't work so much in favor as some of the systems that were implemented in Europe, for instance. The regional economy, the diversity, and the variety levels of technology readiness that are available could also be an handicap for further development. In terms of manufacturing, there could also be opportunities now for Indonesia. So that means for the supply chain, for the NLE, I mean, it's a very important partner and a stakeholder that we needed to incorporate. As manufacturing is, trying to move away from China. Well, some are moving to India. Well, the ones who are getting ready faster will get more of that pie. And there is opportunity also there for Indonesia. So develop, for instance, clusters, manufacturing clusters, specialized in special industries. There is some studies need to be done about that. But there is a possibility to very quickly, and like what Imran said, strategically, the geoposition of Indonesia in the world gives some favor for that. So that's possible to integrate it into these global value chains. Indonesia can be a very strong player in the global manufacturing and logistics. So technology is going to be key here, because as the world is so digitalized at this point, that if there is no systems to integrate and proper integration of all the systems, communication doesn't happen, and costs are going through the roof. So technology rollout is going to be quite key. Still needs to be found out is what is really the most important technologies that will bring the efficiency and the responsiveness and the transparency that will help those integration with those global chains. So in a nutshell, what is there? We need to prioritize infrastructure. So develop logistics corridors and the hubs. Foster partnerships. Well, there is plenty of the capital in the world, and Singapore is not so far away, which is a center of investment for Asia, which is very close. So there is some efforts that need to happen to create public-private partnerships for all these investments. Those partnerships will not only bring the capital, they also bring the right choices for technology. They will bring the right partners to play. So that is an aspect that is quite important. We need to invest in capabilities and skills. So, universities, schools needs to be in place to develop people and to create new knowledge also. And adaptability of this new technology into the cases of Indonesia. Regional cooperation, the partners, Vietnam, Malaysia, Thailand, those are partners that together with Indonesia, they can form a stronger position around the world, and they can learn with each other. And the stronger is the region, stronger will be the benefits for each of the individual countries that will play. So cutting-edge technologies are being already developed very strongly internationally. That is the rollout of these technologies. Maybe not to put a lot of effort on the development of it, but on the rollout of it. So because integrating with systems that are already in place. Sustainability, which is something that is getting very strongly around the world, but very strongly in Europe as a market, it needs to be in mind. So people and organizations need to engage into just reporting, because ultimately organizations very soon will have to do very strongly reporting and sustainability. So all these records, they need to be transferred globally about what is happening globally. So a consumer, wherever he is in the world, he needs to understand who produced this, what was produced, what was the sustainability around, how much water was used, and so on. So collaboration is quite important also internally, and I think my colleagues already explained very strongly about that. So internally, the cooperation with governments, with academic institutions, the private companies, they needed to be enforced this collaboration, but collaboration also with international organizations. There's also a possibility to benefit strongly from that. And we cannot stop, so we need to have a continuous adaptation and learning of what is going on around the world, not just looking at fixing what we have at home, but look at what opportunities are there and how to tap on those and talking, communicating with them around the world. So there is a lot of diplomacy that also needs to happen. And this is what I had for you. I'm hoping to have a more conversation. Thank you very much for your attention.
Hartelijk bedankt, meneer. Ladies and gentlemen, Professor Paulo from Rotterdam Applied Science. Thank you, Pak Paulo. And also thank you to the previous speakers, Dr. Buana, Pak Imron, and Professor Paulo for fruitful information you've shared with us today. And Pak Buana addressed maritime logistic challenges and proposed solution and some case studies of current practices, while Pak Imron touched upon shared the existing initiative carried out by Pelido, in particular, the implementation of NLE. Then Professor Paulo complement all the presentation, they touch upon worldwide practice, challenges and opportunities, and some recommendation for NLE in Indonesia. Thank you, all the speakers. Ladies and gentlemen, Q&A session, time that you've been waiting for. I think we start from the online session. Do we have any online question from the participant online? Yeah, is it possible to show the camera to the audience here? Do you have? Okay, while waiting the question from online participant, we would like to open the question for the ballroom session. Yes, please. The young lady, beautiful young lady over there. And then, okay, one question per table, yeah? That question, one table, and then one over there. Okay? First, from you. Yes, please.
Excuse me, moderator. Excuse me, Minister. Permission to introduce myself. My name is Cindy Claudia. My majority is nautical. I want to ask to Mr. Buana how the government can strengthen maritime culture-based education to support maritime development in Eastern Indonesia. Thank you.
Okay, Pak Buana ya. Sorry,
Okay.
would you please repeat the question?
How the government can strengthen maritime culture-based education to support maritime development in Eastern Indonesia.
Okay, thank you very much, young lady. And then, do we have online participant? Hello. Do you have online? Can you show it to us? Yes. Okay. Hello. Hello there. Can you see us? Is there any question from online participants? Kindly mention your name and institution and your question, please. Hello. Can you read us? I think it doesn't working, yeah? The connection is not working? Okay, maybe we, hello? All right, while waiting for the online participant, next question, please. Yes.
Assalamualaikum. Can you hear me? Thank you for moderator to give the opportunity for me. And I'm from Merchant Marine Polytechnic, and I want to asking to Mr. Paulo. Mr.
Name,
Paulo,
please. Your name, please.
My name is Muhammad Idris.
Muhammad
Idris.
Idris. Okay,
Yes.
Idris. Carry on.
The question for Mr. Paulo. Mr. Paulo. Good day, Mr. Paulo. We loved listening to your amazing presentations. Beside on your background education, I would like to ask your opinion and future outlook 5 or 10 years in the futures regarding logistics in Indonesia in the aspect of the business or economy. As we know, Indonesia is an archipelago's country, is the first. And the second, I would like to ask for your input for all those students in transportations who are directly involved in handling logistics in order to maximize the opportunities available in the futures. Thank you.
Okay, 2 questions for Paulo, yeah? Okay, hold on. Is it possible to start the online participant, the question from online participant? Can we start again? Yeah, time is ticking, by the way. There? Can you hear us? Hello? Hello? Oh, it's not possible to connect again, yeah? It's not possible. Okay, I think we move on to the question from the ballroom session. Yes, please.
Thank you for the opportunity to me. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Grace Anastasia. I'm cadet of Sorong Merchant Marine Polytechnic. My major is engine department. And then this time, I would like to ask some questions to Mr. Buana and Mr. Muhammad Imran. The first, I have 2 questions for Mr. Buana. There is, how does education play a role in enhancing maritime logistic performance in Eastern Indonesia, particularly concerning workforce skill development and operational efficiency? And the second is, how can education concertedly enhance maritime logistic performance in Eastern Indonesia, and what are the main challenges in implementing this educational approach? And the second, I have 2 questions for Mr. Muhammad Imran. There is the first, what are Pelindo's concrete strategy and efforts in supporting the implementation of the National Logistic Ecosystem, or NLE, and how effective are their strategy in improving national logistic efficiency? And the second question is, in addressing the challenges of interrogating various parties within the NLE, how does Pelindo ensure effective collaboration and coordination among logistics stakeholders? And then the last, how does Pelindo measure the effectiveness of its efforts in supporting the implementation of the National Logistic Ecosystem, or NLE, and what are the key indicators used?
Young lady, I think you have to stop already. Yes. You have a lot of questions, by the way. Jangan diborong semua ya.
Okay. I think that's enough for me. Thank you for attention.
Thank you very much. Whoa, what a young cadets here. Okay, we have a lot of questions from the cadets, from participants here in ballroom. Kamari, is it possible to start again with the online participant? It's not possible. Maybe you can move on to the next question from another participant. Is there anything? Yeah, while we are waiting for the... Yes? Do you want to ask question? Oh, one moment, yeah. Okay, we have three participants asking question for Pak Buana, Professor Paulo, and also Pak Imran. Pak Buana, are you still with us right now?
Yes, I'm still alive.
Okay, Pak Buana first, yeah, because from the question is the government action in strengthening the logistic in Indonesia. Respond, Pak Buana.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. This is very nice and very difficult to be answered because here the government actually the role here is a regulator, just like a referee. But in our country, mainly in Eastern Indonesia, I still believe that the government role is very required. I mean, in order to be able to adapt and adopt policy. For example, what we have now since 2014, what we call rollout. So in these programs actually has not been able to reach to improve satisfactory. I mean, in a very remote area, like for example, like what I visited, like in Samlaki, there was I'm not sure now, but it was in 2019 that the condition there after 4 years the toilet program was not increased significantly, but changed slightly. The role of the government here has to be in line with the participations of the shipping lines and all. I mean, so all the shareholder here, shipping lines and cargo owners, industry. And like what Professor Paulo said, we have to be able to adapt new technology, but there is a big challenge here that has to be handled by the government. The government has to promote very actively in promoting an idea of using new things. That's what we that I saw in a very remote area. This deals with what we call culture. It is very challenging how to implement a new idea. But I believe that by integrating a new idea and the participation of all parties involved in this activity, I believe that gradually, after it takes time, and then of course the role of government is very substantial here.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Buana, for your response. Give applause for Dr. Buana. And next question addressed to Pak Paulo. Maybe we can show Pak Paulo's screen right now. Yes, Meneer Paulo.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I got a question from me.
The cadet is so yeah? Future outlook of logistics in 10 years of time. And you're in to all students here. Please.
Okay. You know, I have to be honest, if I knew that, I would quit my profession as a professor and I would jump immediately to Indonesia and take all the opportunities to invest in businesses. So the future is what we will make out of it. I think that is what we needed to put in our minds. It is us to invest in the future. Well, if everything stays as planned, the Indonesian government expects a growth in the next 5 years about 5 to 5.5%, which is fantastic. It's a great growth. That means there is a lot of new opportunities that are going to be happening for personal and for organizations to grow. That is for sure. If everything stays as is, if there is no other wars coming or other disruptions, the growth will come. But I think that the second question is actually more relevant and more important, is what is there for the students, the logistics sector. I mean, from what I just presented to you, the opportunities are tremendous. On technology side, on process, on leadership, on management, there's a lot to do. And well, if you just join the current Minister of Transport or Pelindo or other partners, there's a lot of challenge, a lot of opportunity, a lot of energy to get engaged into. If you want to be entrepreneur, there's a huge opportunities there, because you see all this technology, they need to be transferred. They need to be adapted. And organizations, they need to learn. So there's a lot of consulting opportunities. There is a technology that needs to be rolled out, that needs to be installed, it needs to be maintained. There's a lot of opportunities. And I think that there is this spirit that we need to embrace. So opportunities are there. Just learn, grow yourself personally, and invest and collaborate with these big institutions. I'm sure that, well, you have Imran as a contact. He has a lot of projects. And, well, he needs help. Show them what you can do. And there is other organizations that have challenges. Just join them. That's it. Just join them.
Okay, just join them, yeah. Thank you very much, Hartelijk bedankt, meneer, for your response. Okay, big applause for Paulo. Thank you. And next question is for Pa Buana again, Dr. Buana, but kindly respond in the compact and short response, yeah, to the question. How does operation efficiency and how is the role of education in terms of NLE? Pak Buana, your response, please.
Yes, actually, it was a really short presentation that actually I wanted to share with you what I saw and observed during my visit to Samulaki. Actually, like Professor Paulo said, there are a wide variety of enhancements that can education provide to enhance through training. For example, Marine Polytechnic actually has a strong roles in contributing a good crew. A good crew can lead to a good what we call that good seafarers can improve the logistic operations. That's what I found during my
a good seafarer will contribute to good logistic and efficiency in logistic supply chain in the supply chain.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Pak Buana, for your response. Big applause again for Pak Buana. And the last question from the participant in the ballroom for Pak Imran. Hello, Pak Imran.
Hi.
Yes, Pak Imran. Hello.
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me?
The participant would like to know what is the concrete strategy of Pelindo in terms of implementation of NLE and how effective it is, and how is the collaboration among stakeholders? Your response, Pak Imran.
Okay, thank you for the question. So one of the biggest contribution that Plinda has ever done when it comes to the implementation of NLE is actually, I just want to mention, there is one actor, Arif Rusman. Arif Rusman is actually the leader of Stranas PK, meaning that he is actually the representative of Plindo that is becoming the leader and then make sure that the implementation of NLE in port becoming smoothless. That's the first. The second one is the biggest contribution that we already done is actually the implementation of digitalization. And then there are two main digitalization or system or platform that we implement in order to connect with the current system, which is NLA. We call the first one is we call that PNC. PNC is the marine platform developed by Pelindo. So if the shipping if the ship want to get a surface from Plindo when it comes to the vessel or marine services, they need to access this PNC. And then this PNC is actually integrated with NLE. And when it comes to the cargo service for the cargo owner or the shipper who want to get the cargo service from Plindo, they need to access for the platform called Terminal Operating System or TOS PK, which stands for Pertigamas, for PK itself, and then pay TOS M, which is for the multi-purpose. And this system is also integrated by NLE. And then the next question coming from the audience, what is the indicator and how to make sure that the collaboration between stakeholder are aligned? The first thing is, I think the key of all communication, right? I think Paul is already agree on this one because that's one lesson that he always taught us. What is the most important thing is maintaining the communication with the stakeholder, make sure that the indicator is actually aligned with the success of the success key of the NLA and monitoring whether this key performance indicator is getting better and better. I think that's my response.
Thank you, Paimon, for the straight to the point answers to the questions, yeah? I think we still have enough time to move on to next question. You want to ask question? Or we have it online? Is there any question in the chat box? Chat box? Okay, could you show it to us? What is the question? From May Impiani Marpaung to Pak Buana, yeah? Can you make it bigger because I cannot see that? Okay, several foreign companies are avoiding ports in Indonesia due to delays in cargo operation, and there have been several thefts at various ports in Indonesia. How can we overcome this? We can be like in Nanshan, China, without needing a lot of crew because they use remote long distance. Okay, Pak Buana, still with us?
Yes. Actually, that's the
Hello, Pak Buana?
main problem. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, right now, sir. You can read the question online and your brief response to that, please.
Okay. So this is like mouse and cat problem. So because this a common things happens in very what we call it country like Indonesia, where the law enforcement is not as good as the like for example like Singapore. We have to improve our law enforcement because this is dealing with the law enforcement if you talking about theft. But if talking about the cargo operations, actually this is national problems here. But in some big ports in Indonesia, as far as I know, the port performance, like what Pak Imran said, are getting better and better. Okay. So but I believe that in the near future, we will be able to achieve the improvement, like what Professor Paulo said. I believe that. Thank you.
We have to be optimistic, yeah, Pak Buana, yeah?
Yes, of course.
Okay, thank you, Pak Buana, for your response. I think we still have time for the question again. Your question is for who? For Paulo, okay, please. Pak Paulo, hello.
Hello.
Yes, this is the question for you, please.
Okay.
Hello, Paulo. Greetings
Hi.
from Sorong. By the way, I used to be your student, and also there are two friends here, used to be your students. Okay, my question, because you mentioned about the one of the strategies to improve NLE, Indonesia NLE, that is to technological advancement. And my question is, in the context of rapid technological advancements, how can Indonesia mitigate cybersecurity risks in its logistics supply chain, considering geographical challenge and different level of technological readiness across different regions? Because we consider Indonesia as a big country and has different level of readiness of technological advancement. Thank you.
Okay, Pak Paulo, from your former students, please respond.
Hi, Philemon. Nice to see you. Well, thank you very much for the question. You know, what I can suggest is how to do it. You know, the obvious one, and what the other governments are doing, is that cybersecurity requires a high technology and a high skilled individuals to tackle it. So you need the systems, but you also need a lot of knowledge for how to tackle it. And you can only do that when you have a centralized organization that's sponsored by the government. So, you know, trust needs to be embedded into the system. So government needs to sponsor this organization at the national level. Because the country is very large, there is a possibility to have different units within the organization to roll it out through the country. But it needs to be fully integrated to all the businesses, because you don't know where actually the opening is going to take place, where the attack is going to take place, and how much disruption is going to happen. We saw that it happened also with Rotterdam, some attacks in private organizations that you might think, well, it was this organization went temporarily down, but it's more than that, because the organizations, they are all connected with each other, and then everybody's down. So if you hit the port of Rotterdam, you shut down a lot of organizations, you shut down the whole port. But if you hit one of the terminals, you end doing the same, because well, the traffic doesn't flow through the port anymore. So it has to be a constructive system with all the partners collaborating with each other. And the best player is to have the government to take a role, because the attacks normally they come from outside the country, most of them, and you need a diplomacy to be involved with it. But a very strong connect of that group with the global organizations, because all the organizations are putting effort with the connection with all these global organizations that are working on security. That will definitely be a great path forward. Thank you, Philemon.
Okay, thank you, Pak Paulo, for the response to the question. Yeah, we still available to accommodate one more question, but parallel to that, for the committee, please contact Pak Hartanto, yeah, to stand by online, because we'll have a photo session after this. Okay, one more question from the online session. Yes, is it working now? Ini 3 kali dapat payung nih ya, 3 kali coba connect gak nyambung-nyambung nih. Okay, please. Louder, please.
Okay, speaking.
Yes, carry on.
Permission, sir. Permission, ma'am.
Your name, please. Name, please.
Satya
Name.
Prata. I am Satya Indra Prata from Cadet Sorong Marine Polytechnic. Mission, international cooperation in NLE development have many benefits of international cooperation. Example first, many countries could get knowledge sharing and technology transfer and other than. Permission, Mr. Paulo. My question: what challenge arise when multiple countries or organizations collaborate on an LE project? And if so, how can they be effective managed so that in the future we the transportation personnel cooperate in anticipating the problems that will arise? Thank you, ma'am.
Sorry, the question is for which speaker? Because it's
Mr.
not clear enough, yeah?
Paulo.
For Paulo, yeah? Pa Paulo, can you hear the sound there, the question? Because I cannot hear it clearly.
Okay, I'll see what I think I understood. So in terms of collaboration, what are the challenges that organizations or we're going to face for collaboration to be successful? Well, the first challenge is culture, because we do all have our own way of doing things, our communicating, and well, that can become a barrier to great collaboration. Time differences. It looks that maybe is insignificant, but it is also a barrier. The time difference, but culturally, I think it comes on. Trust is also a very important element. You need to have trust between all the different parties in order for all the parties, all the stakeholders, they share their knowledge or they share their technology. That is quite important. So I think those elements, when you combine culture and trust, and you are able to dominate those aspects, to understand the other culture, how to communicate with them, then in terms of technology, everybody can learn the technology. You can transfer that very easy. Trust is something that if it's there, everybody follows. Even though you might don't have enough resources, if that trust is there, resources will show up, and things will happen. So I think those two elements, culture and trust, they are the two most important aspects.
Okay, culture and trust, that is the most important for that. Well, your response is just in time to close the session of question and answer for the second session of the international webinar today. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of our international webinar, but before we come to the end session, there will be a photo shoot together with all keynote speakers and all speakers. Is it possible to okay, Mr. Hartanto is not available anymore. Okay, so that we continue with the existing speakers right now. The latest three speakers, Pak Buana, Pak Paulo, and Pak Imron. Can we show it online so that we can take a picture together? Yeah, there's a group picture with all participants in the ballroom. All right, the committee, is it possible to start the photo session? Okay, hold on a second. Still progressing. Okay, can we start? And where is the view from the ballroom? Or only me is standing here? It's only me. Or maybe we can invite Pak Wisnu here, yeah, to the stage. Pak Wisnu can request for your listen to the stage, Pak. So I'm not alone, Pak. Please accompany me. Yes, and also Pak Director. Maybe you can standing, yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, standing in front of you, Pak Director, and also the management of Poltekpel Sorong. Management of the Poltekpel Sorong, please. Nah, much better. So I'm not alone. Yes, clear view. Okay. All right. Is it center line? Is it center line? Okay. On my command. One, Pak Imran, take a look to the camera. Pak Buana juga, lihat kamera ya Pak. Give your best smile, Pak. Okay? Forward view. 1, 2, 3. All right, another take. Oh, with like this. Give your fist, Pak Paulo. Pak Paulo. Fist. Yes. It shows spirits, yeah. Shows spirits and laut, Pak, laut? No?
Yeah, prestasi.
Prestasi, yeah. Prestasi.
Pro
Yeah.
prestasi.
Okay, pro prestasi, yeah. And then next, laut, Pak?
Yeah, laut.
Laut, yeah, laut, like this. We have a lot of pose, Pak Paulo. Be patient to that. Okay, best smile. All right, thank you very much. Is it done? Is it good? Okay, thank you all the speakers. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of our international webinar today. Highest gratitude for all the speakers, Pak Hartanto, Pak Wisnu, Pak Paulo, Pak Imro, dan Pak Buana. Thank you very much for joining us in Academic Society in international webinar of Enhancing Global Through Opportunities and Challenges in National Logistic Ecosystem, NLE. On behalf of myself and the Committee of Polytechnic Pelayaran Sorong, would like to express our apologies if there's any inconvenience use, and we look forward to meet you in next session in Academic Society and next webinar, international webinar. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you.
I hand over the session, next session to Pak Hasan, ya.
Thank you for Miss Mary and all the speakers and participants. Give a round of applause once again. I do believe that you agree with me that what an interesting discussions that Mrs. Mary leading the insightful discussions. Okay, we will now proceed with the certificate presentation ceremony. For giving the certificate, I invite Captain Dodik Widarbowo and Captain Wisnu Handoko to come in front of the stage. Thank you very much. For all the speakers, are you still with us? All the speakers, are you still with us? Okay, I think it's not possible to open the camera of the other speakers. Now we proceed for the another agenda. So as a token of our appreciation for the insightful topic that to bring on for all the speakers, the certificates will be displayed on the screen. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end of our webinar. I would like to extend our deepest gratitude to all the speakers, participants, organizers for making this event to be successful. We hope that insights shared today will contribute significantly to strengthening the national logistic ecosystem in Indonesia. Thank you once again for your participation. Have a great day, stay safe, and see you in the next international webinar.